Hey y'all, this is Travis Collins, and this is the Screencastify demonstration. So I am going to show y'all how to set up a basic Kahoot quiz. I love using this with my students. They love it. They love the competition of it. They get to compete against their classmates, and they love the little fun graphics. And I can add videos and pictures, which I can show you in a minute here. So I already have some off to the right here. I already have some ones that I've already made, but I will show you how to make a new one. So just a kind of overview, this discover page over here, you're able to search. You can have some library things where you can look through what you've made. And up here at the top, the create button, I'm going to click on this banner. The create button is a easy way to get started on a new Kahoot. So typically, I will use these just for little one-off assessments at the end of a unit or a lesson. I've never tried the course piece, but I have heard that it works pretty well as well. But I think that is also a paid function. I only use the free function of Kahoot, which is short interactive lessons and polls and quizzes. So hit create. And I usually do just a template. And nope, I'm sorry. Yep, hit the template. Any one of those templates with the backgrounds works pretty well. So that'll bring you to this first slide. It'll bring you to a question slide. You can choose your theme over here. I like, depending on what's going on, depending on the time of year or if there's a holiday coming up. So let's hit winter, even though our winter is not very snowy right now. So we'll save that winter theme. So this is basically where you will type in your question. Now, there's a few different types of questions. You can do a quiz over here, and you can do true or false. There's some other fun ones. If you are doing the paid subscription, the type answer is when a student will have to type in the answer in a certain amount of time on their computer or their phone. A slider will give them sort of a range, especially if you're dealing with math. It'll give you a range that they can choose from. And then a puzzle, they have to put something in order if there's an answers that need to be in a particular order. And then, of course, there's polls and different things like that. But because I didn't pay for Kahoot, and I usually just use the quiz and the true or false function, I'll show you how to do that. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you get to this page, you can type in your question here. So just for the sake of, I've been doing a history and government class. So let's say, who was the first president of the United States? Apology for the typo. There will be a few of them as we go. So you put that in there, and then you just click right on where the buttons are going to be, and you can add your answer. So in this case, obviously, we'll maybe want to put some incorrect answers. We could say James Madison, Benjamin Franklin, and then let's make the gold one the correct answer, George Washington. And who else could we put in? John Hancock. All right. And then once you have all your options in there, you will select the circle bouncing there on the right to be your correct answer. You are able to put one or more than one answer for these multiple choice questions. So if there is more than one answer, you can put that, and it will give equal amount of points for a student who picks either one of the correct answers. So I always find it's really fun once you have that to go to this box here and find some media that would work pretty well. It gives you some good suggestions. You can also search up here. There's GIFs, some videos. It connects to YouTube and Vimeo. So for this one, we don't want to give it away with the dollar bill. That might give it away. So let's put Mount Rushmore there. So that will show up. And that's maybe a way you could give the student a clue or a little hint or some context to help them answer the question. So, and then you can set the time limit over here on the right. I usually do about 30 seconds. And then here you can do single select or multi-select. Players can select multiple answers before submitting. I usually do the single select, but the multi-select is an option. Again, when you see that star, that's something you have to be on the paid version of Kahoot, which I am not currently on. So, all right. So we have our first question there. So we want to add another one. We go to add question or add slide. Now that could be maybe you want to have an informational slide in between there. But typically I just use this as a quiz or assessment. So I just add another question. Then it's going to give you some options again. Do we want to do a quiz or true or false? So let's just, for the sake of a little variety, let's do a true or false question. So then we're back at the same page. It looks very similar. And you put the question in up here and you have the true or false selection. So for the sake of this, let's say Benjamin Franklin was never president. A lot of people sometimes think that he was. True or false. So we know that that's false, or that's true. We know that Benjamin Franklin was never president. And we select that there on the thing. Let's set our time limit to 30 seconds. Standard points. You can do double points if you want, or no points. Usually I keep it about standard. And then let's insert some media. And in this case, let's put a picture of the $100 bill there. And let's see, I need to scroll down. Oh, what's going on here? I have this here, so let's select that. I'm gonna hide that little thing there. Oh, I'm not sure why it is not selecting it. I'll move this out of the way. Oh, this is, sometimes you will run into this. You can only use a certain amount of images. You can go to Unsplash for other images as well. So let's go. Thank you for your patience. Let's go to Ben Franklin. You can search there. That's just a good example, Ben, of how you can search for different images. So let's do that one. All right, there we go. So yeah, some of the searches with the unpaid version might only give you a certain amount of searches, but you can always upload a picture into the question. So we have our picture, our answers set there. So if we were done with all of the questions we wanted, we would hit save. We can save, we could say president, we can give a name, president quiz. We could put a description there if we want. Continue. We save. So now that will be saved in your library here. And then of course, when you want to start that, you can go to your library, hit start, and it will pop up for your students. So I like classic mode a lot. The kids typically like classic mode. It's the one where they can compete, and there's they get points and scores, and they get ranked, and so that's, the kids really enjoy that. So if I hit start, I can put this up. A fun little music. I always do a little thing on the board. Then you instruct the kids to QR code or use the game pin, and then you start the game. So I don't have anyone with me to play the game.